rude is a jar of water.
How can you make pasta beautiful?
And how could I possibly reinvent the wheel? Ah!
How can you balance a fork and a spoon and a matchstick on top of a pin?
Very difficult,
Oh,
Alfred. I'll
yes.
tell you what, I'm feeling in a generous mood today. I'll give you 10p if you can do it.
All right, Gaz?
I reckon it's more than difficult, Fred. I reckon it's actually... I've seen you do some good things, but it's impossible. I put 20p on it, but you
Fair
can't
enough.
do it.
Thank you very much
Good
indeed.
odds,
It's
I
a
hope.
very, very difficult how, this, because consider the weight of these two. Now, first of all, you force the spoon over the middle two prongs of the fork, like that. So
Right.
don't use your mum's best cutlery if you're going to do it. Drop the match in the middle of the fork, there. And then all you need is a lot of science and a tremendous amount of balance.
Not going to do it.
Yes,
An
tremendous amount of
extremely
balance.
steady hand,
20p,
which
20p.
from a lot of good living. And not only that, you can even
excellent.
make it swivel. And that's how you balance a spoon and a fork and a match on a pin.
And that's how you don't make it swivel. Right, now, much better how. How can I play the Hoover, Gaz?
Roy Castle can play the Hoover, can't he?
Yes, but I am not Roy Castle, you might have noticed.
Oh,
You
so you're not.
can't actually play a Hoover.
You can.
You can't?
You can. Let me
All
show
right,
you
how?
something. I put some bottles down by the desk. So if you can get your bottle up right here, and if you blow across the top, makes a noise. You try yours. Right. Now, why does it make a noise? Well, the vibrating air which goes across the top just makes the bottle vibrate in a certain way, and that gives off the sound. Now, you've got more water in yours, you've got slightly less in yours, so we can make a chord, because they'll make different notes. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose you're wondering what the Hoover's got to do with it.
We were wondering, what's the Hoover got to do with it?
Walk this way. Welcome to the Vorderman Reverse Hoover Thrust Experimental Musical Theatre. Now then, that's the rhythm line, that's for you, Fred. That's the bass line, that's for you, Gaz. Yeah. And of course, I'm doing a nice bit up front here. If you could get hold of a Hoover each, switch it
have
on.
a lot of faith in this.
And
this
I would like
works.
to introduce you to a great favourite of mine. This is Stand By Me by Benny King. Bit of rhythm, please,
On your
Mr.
cue.
Dinenage, yes. Good so far, and again!
Go on then, Fred, lad. Hey! Come on! Think Bill Wyman, Fred!
Thank you! That's quite enough of that. Clear off, you lot. God, you spoil all of my experiments. And that, if you had two people to play it properly with you, is how you would play the Hoover.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was pretty good, really.
Well, yes.
How can I change Fred into Carol?
Wondrous things you can do, Gareth, but if you can do that, I'll take my toupee off to you.
Impossible.
Okay, I'm not talking about scalpels and hormones or people. I'm talking about animation. How can I turn the word Fred into the word Carol? Simple, like this.
Oh, I like that.
Clever.
A nice gradual change from the word Fred to the word Carol. Now, you've probably done animation yourself at home with a kind of a flip book like this. You get a drawing of somebody standing up like that, a drawing of somebody leaping like that, and you can flick between the two, and your brain works out all the bits in between as he leaps up and down. Okay, however, if you took something a little more difficult, say, for instance, the word Carol, and you tried to change that into the word Fred, Well, the change between the two isn't that easy to work out. In animation, normally, you see not only the start point, but the last point, but somebody has to draw all the bits in between. They're called in-betweenies, and you often see them credited at the end of a cartoon as the in-betweenies. Now then, the change from Fred to Carol. If I go to this mode on the computer here, you can see that the word Fred is, follow the arrow, the first frame. And the second frame is quite simply the word Carol. That's all I've told the computer, and it has made that change from Fred to Carol. OK, let me explain again for you. If I just clear this and draw a square, sort of a square.
A shape, I think.
A shape, I think, yes, an oblique shape. OK, and get off there. And then, let's see, we'll clone that shape, so we've got a second shape, and we're going to adjust it. So if I go to this point here and I stretch that up to there like that, and I'll take this point and I'll stretch that down to there like that, I think. And what should we do with this? I'll put that up there like that, okay? And ask the computer to make the change between the two shapes. Watch this.
Oh, how lovely.
See, not too difficult to work out, but the computer has worked out the change between the two shapes. Right, let's ask it to do something even more complicated. There's the first shape, and let's see now, during the change this time, if I select from these choices down here, I could ask it to rotate a little bit like this to that position. Also going to ask the computer software to flip it backwards and forwards like that, and go this time. Watch what happens. Woo! Now, it would have taken a team of mathematicians and animators months to work out all those changes, but this computer software does it for you almost instantly. And that's how I can change Fred to Carol, or indeed anything to anything else. That's how.
Well, next, how can pasta be beautiful? Nice how, Gaz, but this is better. How can pasta be beautiful? Well, of course, when you're hungry, there's nothing more beautiful than a nice plate of spaghetti bolognese, even spaghetti bolognese like that. But how can pasta be even more beautiful than that? I'll show you how. Meet McAulay. Isn't she lovely? Wearing a tiara of pasta quills, beautiful earrings made of pasta in lovely shapes, and lovely necklaces here, also made of pasta quills. How's it done, you're asking? I can feel you asking.
How's it done, Fred?
Thank you very much. It's done incredibly simple. All you need is some macaroni, or some pasta quills, or some little animal shapes like so, made out of pasta. And what you do, you see, is you set about painting them. So put them, if you like, on a little prong like so, and we'll stick on a pasta quill, shall we? Yeah. To paint it, I find the best thing is Mum's old nail varnish. You don't have to use nail varnish, but nail varnish is good because it dries hard, and furthermore, it dries with a lovely shine. And you keep on doing that with your little animal shapes, and actually you don't have to paint them all because some of them have a lovely colour already, you see, like that green one there. So you wouldn't have to paint that one. Yeah. But anyway, you carry on painting, and if you've been very clever, as I have here...
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
Yes.
You've actually got them threaded already on your necklace, which you pull off, and you put round her neck, just like that. That is how you make pasta truly beautiful.
An extremely artistic how, if I may say so.
Thank you, Carol.
Now, on to something more technological. How could I reinvent the wheel?
How could you reinvent the wheel?
Reinvent the wheel, the most basic engineering feat of all time.
They did a fine job in the first place.
Well, let me show you that. What do you think of that?
Not a great deal of difference.
Round
to the
wheelie
wheel.
things in each corner, yes?
Yeah.
And it goes along the road. All right?
I've seen it done before, though.
Well, the reason why they were put together like that was because thousands of years ago somebody came across a round wheelie disc, put a hole in the middle, put something through the hole, and they made a round wheelie moving thing.
And you've improved on that?
I have, yes. You'd be surprised, wouldn't you? Let me remove that, because now I want to show you something I have been experimenting on for a long, long time. The days of the round wheelie things are long gone, because I can now reveal the Vorderman prototype for the new wheel.
Oh, fantastic. Square
Impressive, eh?
wheels.
Small design flaw, Carol. Square wheels don't roll.
No,
Well,
they don't. Okay, they don't roll.
Well, try moving it along then. Let's see
Go
how
on,
well
yeah, how
it
does
goes.
it work?
Great, Carol, yeah. Very good how, this. Yeah.
Get out of that.
Okay, I can get out of that with one minor modification. Ever so minor.
Yes.
I have to change the road.
You
That's
change
all I
the
have
road?
to do. Yes, yes. I have brought a road in with me.
Yes.
That I've been working with for quite a while, and I can show you something most remarkable. I have a motion monitoring machine in the middle of my prototype here. If you watch how the water moves within the glass, you'll see it doesn't move very much. Good?
Yeah,
And back we go. Not bad, eh?
but the round wheels could do the same thing, surely.
Oh, well, that's what you would think, wouldn't you? Let me show you the round wheelie thing. This is absolutely ridiculous, this one. Look at this. So therefore, my square wheelie thing wins on this road.
Yeah, but where do you find lumpy roads like that, eh?
London.
True.
Okay, you also find lumpy roads like that on corkscrews. Ever seen that? There's the lumpy road.
Oh, right.
Smooth action. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Also, this is a lumpy road here. Those are the lumpy wheels inside. If
Yeah.
I put a little blade on top and pull, I have reinvented the wheel.
Don't call us, Carol.
How rude is a jar of water?
Well, not particularly rude. I
You're right.
thought.
A jar of water on its own really isn't very rude at all. Let me tell you about something that happened to me the other day. Terrible. I was out with some friends, and I had this sign which said mud with me, and I just plonked it down in front of the table there like that. Just plonked it down on the table, and then brought this jar of water in front of it, and suddenly the word mud had turned into something altogether more rude. Incredible, huh?
How did that happen?
How did it happen? Well, the answer's really simple. The jar of water acts as a rather rude lens and simply reverses the image from mud to the naughty word. And if I pull it away, it goes back to normal, put it in, and it reverses the image
I've
again.
got a good idea. Now then, mirrors, they reverse images. If I put that there, then we're back to normal, aren't we, Fred?
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
Not so fast, Vorderman.
Yes.
All I have to do is that again. No, if I do that...
That's rude.
No, it's not. Yes,
Okay,
it is.
Yes.
Okay. You finished?
For the moment.
Right. If you want details of this or any of today's other hows, why not send for our fact sheet, backwards or forwards, yes? Or forwards, that's HOW2, PO Box 123, Southampton S09E09. How can you know the names of everybody in a country?
But there are 55 million people in the United Kingdom.
Do you mean Scotland, Ireland, England,
No,
Wales?
I never said that, did I? I mean Bali. Beautiful island in Indonesia, Hindu island, picture the scene, tropical breezes, beautiful crystal clear ocean, lovely sand, do you see it? And in Bali they've got a most unusual custom because all of their children over there are born with one of only 4 names. You see, the firstborn in any family, Gaz, is always called Wayan. The second-born, Carol, is always called Madday, but the third-born is always called Neoman. The fourth-born is always called Katoot. The fifth-born goes back to Wayan.
But that's 2 Wyans now.
Yeah,
Yes,
big
but
brother.
there's a few years between them. The sixth-born is always called Madday. The seventh-born is called Neoman again. The eighth-born is always called Katoot.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Doesn't make
not
any
sure.
difference. The ninth-born is always called Wayan. The 10th-born is always called Madday. The 11th-born is called Neoman. And the 12th-born is always called Katoot. So the theory is, if you walk out into the streets of Denpasar, the capital of Bali, at any given time and shout out the name Wayan, a quarter of the population should go
Morning.
Fred.
And if you walk out into the streets and shout out the name Madday, another quarter of the population should go.
Hello, Fred.
And if you walk out in the street and shout out the name Leoman, another quarter of the population should go.
All right, Fred, going.
And if you walk out in the streets and shout out the name Katoot, then another quarter, the final quarter of the population should go.
Watch out!
And that's how you can know the names of everybody living in a country, the country of Bali. And that is HOW! For now.
How?